Pad slicing in Ableton Live Simpler, or the so-called lazy chop, is only available through using the push controller, and I know it's all about the push 3 right now. We're not gonna get into this today, but did you know that you can actually have this feature using any MIDI controller, even your MIDI keyboard or just your regular computer keyboard? And for this demonstration I'm using this super basic and generic MIDI controller, the Sinido Tempo Pad. This was sent to me by Sinido. It has no special functionality whatsoever, no custom script in Ableton, so we're gonna see how to add the lazy chop feature to this one. And of course I'm gonna make a beat. And the video isn't sponsored, but if you want to support the channel you can check out my sample pack, The Heat. All the sounds used in this video come from that pack. It has drums, melodic loops, chord progressions, Ableton and machine synth presets and more. You can get it from the link down in the description of the video, as well as some other cool Ableton Live packs. Okay, let's get right into the tutorial now. Alright, so to load a sample you can just create a MIDI track, drag and drop it onto that MIDI track and go to the slice mode. So we go to the manual mode. People who are familiar with the Ableton push, you may know that you got the pad slicing feature with the push, just hitting the pads in time with your sample and you're creating the slice markers in real time. However, this feature doesn't work with all MIDI controllers, it only works with the push. However, there is a way to do it even if you're using a generic MIDI controller. So the device that enables this is a Max for Live device called AZ Labs Pad Slicing Mode. You just drag it after your simpler and it enables that feature. I will put it in the link down in the video description. It is a free device. You will only need to have Ableton Live Suite. You will need to have the Suite version of Ableton to have this feature available. Otherwise, with the lower versions like Ableton Live Lite, Intro, or Standard, you don't have Max for Live, so you won't be able to take advantage of this feature. So we enable pad slicing, you go to the manual mode, and you just hit the pads and chop the sample while it's playing. And you can now fine-tune these. Now that we've fine-tuned our chops, let's record a drum pattern. I'm just gonna go to my drum track and I've got some drums loaded, again from the Heat sample pack. By the way, the open and close hi-hats, if you want to make them cut each other off, you press this button here and you're gonna see the I/O section of the drum rack. So you need to add both samples, both hi-hats, to the same choke group. Let's add them to choke group 1. And now, as you can hear, they cut each other off. All right, pretty good. I've got a percussion loop loaded on track number 3. Alright, not bad. Oh, by the way, something that I forgot to mention, if you want to have this pad slicing mode always available with your simpler and you don't want to load it every time, you can just save this as your default MIDI track. Obviously, without the clip loaded, it would be better to remove that, but right click and hit save as default MIDI track. So now every time you create a MIDI track, you will have the simpler device with the pad slicing mode right next to it enabled. It would help you speed up your workflow. So this controller, the Sinido Tempo Pad, has this melodic mode. So we just press the mode button and we have this keyboard mode, sort of. Let me first add a low pass filter to my sample just to make some space for the lead. I'm just going to turn on the LFO, synchronize it to the BPM with the rate control. Okay, so let me also add some reverb. All right, vocal pads. What about this one?